Struggles of Filipino minimum wage workers. Low wage and rising inflation. Filipino minimum wage workers face a multitude of challenges. With low wage being a primary concern, the minimum wage is often insufficient to cover basic needs like food, housing, transportation, and healthcare, especially as inflation continues to rise. The rising cost of essential goods, including rice, meat, and gasoline, further strains their budgets. Calls for living wage. Advocacy groups including Caritas Philippine and National Federation of Labor have intensified calls for a living wage for Filipino workers. They argue that minimum wage should be sufficient to cover basic needs and allow for dignified standard of living. Government response and challenges. The government has implemented some measures to address the concern of minimum wage workers, including increasing the minimum wage in some regions. However, these increases are often outpaced by inflation, leaving workers struggling to make ends meet. Conclusion. The struggles of Filipino minimum wage workers highlight the need for systemic changes to improve their working condition and ensure a fair and dignified standard of living. Addressing issues like high wage, poor working condition, and discrimination requires a multi-phased approach involving government intervention, policy adjustment, and increased advocacy.
In the Philippines, certain words are used to show respect. Two of the most important are po and opo. These words are commonly used when speaking to elders or those in authority, reflecting deep respect and courtesy. You'll often hear them in conversation at home, in school, and even at work. Using po and opo is a simple yet meaningful way to demonstrate good manners. It shows that we value and respect others. Even as time change, the use of po and opo remains significant. It is a tradition that strengthens our cultural identity as Filipinos. Simple words, they carry great respect. Po and opo are more than just expressions. They are a reflection of who we are as Filipino, a tradition worth preserving.
In the heart of Manila amidst the intense flow of life lies Tondo, a place with a colorful history, but not free from the issues of power and politics. Over the past decades, Tondo has become a symbol of political dynasties, family that maintain power from one generation to the next. Political dynasties have long been a part of Philippines' history. In Tondo, these arts are not just places to live, but also the homes of powerful families who have shaped government decisions and policies that affect the entire community. But despite the intense control of political dynasties, these are those who oppose their continued dominance. They fight for more equal representation and opportunities for everyone, not just for favored powerful families.
Despite the challenges and controversies, places like Tondo continue to rise. Sometimes, projects and changes result in improvements in the lives of the people. But the question remains, do these changes genuinely come from the community's needs? Or are they driven by the interests of the families holding the power? The story of Tondo and its political dynasties is not just a story of names and positions. It is a story of people, communities, and their ongoing struggle for a fairer and more equitable system of governance. In the end, the question is not who holds the power, but how it is used for the greater good of the many.